And speaking of some of the highest ones, they go to the back where Garcia snatches old Jungle Jack, throws him up against the wall and his custody. You can do something about this and blah, blah, blah. And then Jungle Jack goes into the Buckaroos locker room and they are packing their shit and putting papers in the shredder and say, we got to go. We got to get out of here. We're leaving. And again, they can't do anything that's not funny and not believable. They can't do anything to get something over serious. That's why they're in the position they're in. Because they think that people were just going to enjoy for 10 years them playing with themselves. And it got old. But they're shredding the papers and they're looking like they're bailing out before the goddamn feds come to file a search warrant or whatever. And we get out of that. And more on that in a minute. Or should we do more on it now? Let's keep it together.
Let's keep it together.
Well, I wish I could keep it together. So they have the next match, which we'll talk about in a minute. And then they go to the back again, and now the Buckaroos are bailing from the building. They're running to the parking lot like somebody's chasing them. And Chris Daniels tries to stop them and go, no, we need you. We need you. Don't leave. And one of the little Buckaroos is like, well, this place is too chaotic. And we told you, but nobody would listen to us. And now I'm going to be working from home. And Daniels again, we need you. But they drive off. But they've left Brandon Cutlet, who was coming with their box of shit and he had shredded stuff. And suddenly, as he's there, standing there like, don't
box
leave.
Of sneakers. No, you say box of shit. It was all
was
sneakers.
That what it was? Sneakers and
just
shit.
Tons and tons of sneakers, yeah.
Yeah, just because they're children. That's the most important thing to them. I remember when I found other things to play with, I didn't worry about my tennis shoes when I was a kid. Anyway, Moxley and his band of merry misfits appear. And they...
Death Riders.
They slap the box of sneakers down. And now Daniel
says... I prefer moccasins.
Hold on. God damn it. Moccasins.
Try the veal.
So, Chris Daniels, an ex-pro wrestler, a member of management who, a while back, Tony Khan made his spokesman, right? Before they forgot about all that.
Well, he was made the spokesman after the Bucks and Jack Perry beat up Tony Khan.
Yes. Well, now Moxley just put his arm around Daniels and held him immobile like a small child, not exhibiting much effort to do it. And there was Daniels going, no, because Moxley's hand is over his mouth. And while he's holding Daniels, Marina Shafir puts, what's his name? Cutlet. Brandon Cutlet's hand on a forklift, and Claudio has a ball peen hammer. And Claudio picks the hammer up and hits the forklift beside the guy's hand. And the guy didn't sell it right away because it missed and he didn't realize. And then instead of jerking his hand back or even an instantaneous, oh shit, like when you drop something on your toe, oh shit, he went, eh. And then she had a chain around his wrist. She untied the little chain and he was selling his hand that, again, it missed by 6 inches.
Highly visible that it did. I mean, it's not like it missed and you had to go back and check. You went back and checked like, yeah, I think I just saw what I saw.
Yeah, well, and then also because the guy didn't know when to sell it because it never touched him. So
Claudio's not good with tools. He's better with books. I saw Casino this weekend, so I did the hammer scene.
I've heard the saying, a poor worker blames his tools, but I've never
Now you're going to have to carry shoes with your left hand.
I mean, what in the world? Again, like, who gives a shit about the stooge of the EVPs that are heels and nobody gives a shit about them to begin with? And now we're going to. So in 2 weeks in a row, they've beaten up Chuck fucking Taylor. And now they had to go a ways, but they found the only person less important to the company or to the fans than Chuck Taylor, and they beat him up.
Well, again, too, they're the big heels in the tag team division, so big that the fans just don't want to watch when they're on TV. And they respectfully handed over the belts after losing babyface move. However, then we were told by commentary, by Excalibur, that they were shredding documents in the back.
No, we saw it. We saw it when they opened the door.
You know what? I didn't see it when they opened the door. I saw the sneakers and Cutler. I never saw the documents, but we were told over and over.
No, Cutler was feeding them in the fucking shredder. Well, in the first couple seconds of the scene.
So then they're shredding documents. That seems like a heel move.
And then running.
And then they flee. That's a heel move. But now their friend has been attacked with a hammer. A hammer that's so strong, it's like Thor's hammer. You don't even have to hit the body part. You have to be near it. You hit the pole next to it and the vibrations cause the injury. You got to figure they're going to come back and save their stooge. That's a babyface move.
Here's the thing. Even if they do come back to save their friends, so now they've established that those are the pussies that ran off when they were afraid of these guys, but their friend gets hurt, so now they're coming back to try to do something. Should I support them? Because they didn't want to help the company. They didn't want to help the fans. They just, whenever their friend got hurt, then they came back from running. Otherwise, they were content to be pussies up to that point. How does that gain support for a babyface?
And by the way, Christopher Daniels, I said it from the beginning, he's like a bootleg Adam Pierce. Adam Pierce has never been made to look as weak as Christopher Daniels has since almost the very beginning. And what's the point of him in that role?
Well, and again, to just hold him. Just like, here, little fellow, just stay there. So anyway, that was that. You want to go back to the match we skipped?